Welcome back, fragrance lovers everywhere on YouTube. Thanks for joining me here on my channel again, Stephen Sturgill. And today, guys, we're taking a look at, yes, once again, I'm late to the game, Parfums, Vintage, Pineapple, Vintage Noir Intense. That's a mouthful. Say that fast. Parfum, Vintage, Pineapple, Vintage Noir Intense. Parfums, Vintage, Pineapple, Vintage Noir Intense. Parfums, Vintage, Pineapple, Vintage Noir Intense. Okay, I want to stop it. Not that good at that anyway, but that's a mouthful. Wow. I can't think of too many perfumes that have longer titles than that. Okay, I just sprayed quite a bit. As you can see, this was nearly full. And, well, almost. Not quite full, but close to full. And sprayed quite a bit. Okay, this brand, and in particular I think this one, Intense Noir, and maybe even Vintage X and a couple others, they're all sort of condemned to Aventus clone, 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 Aventus, Aventus, Aventus. Okay, so they're thought of as the infamous clone attack. And on the one hand, while I can see that, these are quite distinct from Creed's exact formulation. They could maybe almost be flankers, maybe at best, but these are not clones, guys. They have a similar vibe, but they also have a lot of differences, and there's a lot of distinction going on from the actual King Aventus, Aventus, Aventus. So let's get into it. I was totally unfamiliar with the nose on this one. Never heard of the guy before. So call me ignorant if you want, but we all kind of run into that sometimes. Nose on this is Damien Stammers, or Stammer. I'm not sure how to say it. Damien. He's done apparently all of the Parfums Vintage. And maybe he's done other stuff, but it sure isn't listing it here in Fragrantica if he has. But I'll list the list of their total lineup that he's responsible for. Suave, Verbena Fields, Rush of Unicorns, Pineapple Vintage X Batch, which I tested earlier. I'll tell you about that later. Vintage Noir, Vintage Vanilla Intense, Vintage King Intense, again of the pineapple line, so that's Vintage King Intense. Pineapple Vintage King, Pineapple Vintage Intense, Intrigo Devastante Intense. I'm not making that up, it's a weird name. Noir Intense, Emerald Isle, I'm picturing Ireland, please have something to do with Ireland. Intrigo Devastante, regular. I mean, it doesn't say regular, I'm just distinguishing it from the Intense model. Bois de Mystère, so some kind of mysterious woods. And Beyond Noir. If Noir wasn't enough, we have Beyond Noir. And I believe they're all unisex, except for Suave, which is male specific. And that's it. Apparently nothing specifically female. Okay, so got that all out of the way. Now, Noir Intense. I don't know why, guys. This has a fairly poor rating on Fragrantica of 3 out of 5, which is pretty low ballish. I'm not feeling the love from the Fragrantica website. So we get pineapple, apple, birch. Middle notes, pineapple again, birch again, bergamot, cassie, rose, and jasmine. Jasmine. Base notes are patchouli, vanille, birch again, and ambergris. Ambergris. Ambergris, however you want to say it. This has a very interesting opening. At first, it was so animalic and pungent. I thought, God, is that civet? or castoreum or something with a lot of uh, animalic to it. But no, as it began to come in and begin to morph, it was quite clear that that was birch along with ambergris. And when you get birch mixing with ambergris, you get a very civet like, at least on the opening, it kind of tricks your nose. And I believe that was mixing with the cassie and the patchouli in particular, along again with that double dose of birch. And yes, you do get pineapple. This is only some of the fruit and then some of the skin and leaf mixing with almost like a roasted, toned down, dried pineapple accord. I didn't get much of that fresh squeezed fruit and pineapple juice. I mean, a little bit is there. Don't get me wrong, a little bit is there, but for some reason to me, I got more like dried, almost like smoked or roasted pineapple. Along with some of the bergamot, not a lot. I definitely got a little bit of the rose, not a lot. Some of the cassis, mixing with a little bit of jasmine. I could have gone for more. I could almost swear there's a baby dose of like, I don't know, something else in there I can't really put my nose on. Maybe like, I always associate it with vanilla. I'll think of it. Anyways, this is a really, really good, very interesting scent. I'm very pleasantly surprised. I will say that I tried X Batch earlier, EDP, and I was not overly blown away with the longevity or sillage. After about an hour and a half, it morphed into merely a strong skin scent. And that's about it. Maybe, sure, if you want to say I went a little anosmic to it, maybe a tiny, tiny scent bubble. Very modest bubble. I mean, maybe with like half-inch projection at best. I mean, nothing to write home about. So it did smell very good, I will add, but I was very unimpressed with my perceived longevity. This one feels like it might stick around a little longer, but I have yet to prove that. Hasn't been very long at all, but this is a really interesting scent. And I will say that combination of birch and ambergris along with vanilla, patchouli, et cetera, jasmine, rose, cassie, bergamot, birch, pineapple, birch, apple, pineapple. And I only get a very tiny dose of like green apple. It's very mild. It's in there, but it's a very, very almost semi-backgroundish and in a low dosage. I could have gone for more apple. But whatever. That's just my nose maybe playing tricks on me. But again, that birch and ambergris mixture with patchouli gives it kind of a strange... There's a little bit of a Band-Aid smell in here. That Band-Aid plastic with the adhesive. There's a little bit of that going on in here. And there's almost just a baby hint of pencil shavings. Not enough to actually smell cedar, as though the leftovers of that note, if you will. Like if someone left it in front of your nose for quite a while and then pulled it away, you'd have that little ghost image sensibility, in the air, kind of just left on your olfactory senses. There's just a hint of that in here. I know that sounds bizarre, but what else? I don't know, that ambergris is quite nice, I will say, and that birch is quite exquisite. I've never really smelled a fragrance quite like this. I don't know if it's going to be to everyone's liking with that strange Band-Aid note of the birch ambergris playing tricks with the patchouli and the cassis and the rose and the bergamot and the birch, etc., etc., etc. But it's quite unique, guys, and I would definitely say if you're interested at all in couture, offbeat, fruit-based scents, and you like birch and you like ambergris or ambergris, this is definitely worth one getting your nose on. Bottle worthy, probably. I'll let you be the judge of that. Again, this may not be to everyone's liking or cup of tea, but it's very, very good for what it is. I do think it's quite unique. This does not smell like Aventus, although it has some of the Aventus aspects and notes in here. But overall, I would never in a bazillion years confuse this with Aventus. I wouldn't. Someone else out there might. But this is a worthy addition if you like fragrances like that. But you don't like necessarily dropping $400 a jug or whatever the bigger bottles cost for Creed. This could be a really nice way to save some cash and still smell really, really good and quite unique and quite niche, I might add. I will leave it at that, guys. I'll catch you next time. Please subscribe if you like. Share in the online forum. Share my stuff in vlogs and in Facebook. Share it to your heart's content and blow me up, and I will very much appreciate it. And click the bell for future updates. I'll see you next time. Spray often, spray well, and live life on your terms, not someone else's. Peace out. Love you guys.